I believe in judging. I think we need a little more judging to come back in this entire world, in fact, because everyone's like, oh, everything's okay, and it's okay if you do that, it's okay if you do this, and everyone's a winner, and everyone gets their participation trophy. Well, they don't have that at Austin PPA, and I'm glad they don't. You either win first, second, or third, or you lose. Hey everyone, Everett Christopher here, aka Photo Loco. Thank you in advance for checking out my video. I hope you're having a great day, encouraging others and staying creative. If you're new to my channel, I am a wedding and boudoir photographer based in Austin, Texas. I've been shooting since 2006, and I'm here now to share my experience, insight, and knowledge with you. So, one thing during my experience and career as a wedding and boudoir photographer, one thing that I haven't done or really focused on is attempting to compete, to get into photo competitions, and to start winning awards. As a wedding photographer, you quickly find out that there's two kind of main platforms upon which you can advertise, the Knot and WeddingWire.com. And I have won quote-unquote awards from both of those platforms over the years. The Knot has Best of Knot, and Wedding Wire used to have what's called Bride's Choice, but then they switched that to Couple's Choice Awards. And the way that they work is you get reviews from your clients over the course of the year, and then if you get a certain amount, you end up getting the award. So I think with the Knot currently, and both of them have changed over the years, I think the Knot at one point was like you had to get 10. Now I think it's down to 6. And I think Wedding Wires is equivalent to that. So if you shoot, in the case of the Knot, if you were to shoot just 3 weddings in a year, and then you get both the bride and groom to submit reviews for you on both the Knot and Wedding Wire, you automatically get awarded that award. Now, it's fine, it's a great award, and it looks good on your website, but it's not a true competition. It's more of a competition against yourself, whether or not you can get 6 reviews in a single year. Now, what is truly competition are things like Professional Photographers Association. And what I'm currently doing, attempting to shoot photos now with these competitions in mind. I'm also going back and going through my portfolio over the course of the years, really starting in around 2012 is when I started getting good, or what I would consider good. When I first started shooting weddings, I was using amateur equipment, kit lens. I think my best lens was the nifty $50, $100, 1.8, 50 millimeter 1.8. I was using a Nikon D70, 6 megapixels. And so that's not something that's really representative of my current work. It's not work that I could put on my website by any stretch of the imagination. But everyone starts somewhere, and that's where I started, like most people, at the bottom. At one point, I got a Nikon D300 crop sensor. I picked up a 30 millimeter 1.4. I picked up a Tokina 11 to 16 millimeter 2.8. That was one of my best lenses I ever owned. And then, I just kept getting equipment over the years. Eventually grabbed myself a Nikon D3, Nikon D700 used. Still have them. They still work. Believe it or not, and started getting better glass. And that's when my photography started to really take shape. And I still am able, currently, because of those equipment choices, I'm able to show weddings that I shot all the way back 10 years ago. And so some of those are still reputable images, and I'm able to use them. And I just recently won my first kind of real award, which is I won 3rd place in the Austin Professional Photographer Association's guild. I entered in with a bunch of other talented individuals. Got 3rd place for this image. Winning that felt better than all of the Knot and Wedding Wire Couples Choice Awards that I've earned over the years, because I was up against other talented people. And I believe in judging. I think we need a little more judging to come back in this entire world, in fact, because everyone's like, oh, everything's okay, and it's okay if you do that, it's okay if you do this, and everyone's a winner, and everyone gets their participation trophy. Well, they don't have that at Austin PPA, and I'm glad they don't. You either win first, second, or third, or you lose. And I lost for first and second. I won 3rd. but I lost first and second. And that's the truth. And what's nice about that is it's based off the points that you get. So there was a panel of 4 judges. Quick correction, there was actually only 3 judges, not 4, that rated my pictures along with others. So the top 3 highest earning images win first, second, and third, which I love. Now, I have learned quite a bit because I have participated in the Austin PPA competition before. First of all, the first, I think, 4 or 5 times that I entered, I never paid attention to the rules. So I think literally the first 4 to 5 or 6 times that I entered, I had no frame on my photo. You're supposed to have a frame. It's part of the presentation. And I didn't have that. And then I looked at the rules. I'm like, oh, all these other people they have frames. I guess that sounds like that might be a requirement. Maybe I should take a look at the rules. So anyway, I've learned some things. Here's one of the things I've learned. The judges will look for any opportunity to justify point loss. Because at the end of the day, they're looking for perfection or near perfection. They're looking for impact, but there's a lot of things that can rob your photo. If, let's say you have the most impactful photo in the group, in the bunch, but you don't frame it, or your subject is just maybe ever so slightly off center line, or the hand, the last one that I won, she awarded it a 95, and the reason that it lost points was because the subject's hand was a little bit gray. There was a section of the dress that was a little bit gray, and she was slightly off center line. I welcome that. I'm glad I learned that, because what it does is it makes you a perfectionist. These things have to be damn near perfect to merit that kind of award, that number. Also, another thing that I've learned is what you consider aesthetic choices that you make while you're editing the photo might actually end up costing you points. So in this photo, for example, one of the problems that the judges had, or in this case, one of the judges had, was that the hand down here below, it was not illuminated. This whole area of the body, in fact, the judge said that they would have liked to have seen this exposed more. And the reason that it looks the way it does is because I added a vignette, which I thought aesthetically was nice. I was attempting to bring the viewer's eyes up to the face and the upper part of the model's body. And what I also did is I made it kind of a matte. What you can do is in Photoshop, you can use the curves adjustment layer, and if you bring the point at the bottom left-hand corner up a little bit, it gives it a matte look. So I was trying to kind of merge that matte mood and look with a higher contrast section of the photo. But I ended up shooting myself in the foot because it's not consistent. So an aesthetic choice that I made during editing cost me points. And, rightly so, because the judges don't know exactly 100% what you've done to the photo or why you're doing it. They don't have any of that context. They have the photo and the name, and that's what they judge. Another thing that I learned is the judges are looking for the final photo result, and because they have no context, they can't include any context when they're judging. And what I mean by that is this photo took me a while to edit. It took me time to shoot it, to set up lighting, make a few mistakes, get it home, go through editing, make adjustments, add some light in the background with Photoshop, right? That those sun rays coming in. The guy who won second place was in a crowd at a local live music event and took a picture of his friend playing a guitar and then made it black and white. I don't believe there was any editing done to it, but logistically, he had a lot less to do than I did. I put a lot more time into my photo. And so the judges, they don't care about that because they don't know it. They don't know it. And they shouldn't care about it. How the photo was developed is up to the photographer, and that's the photographer's problem. So now, this is a local competition, so there's only one category. You can make an argument if there was like a different categories for weddings and maybe for live music events and for babies and for family portraiture. You know, that's one thing you kind of have to contend with, is that your photos are being judged amongst others that may be in a separate category, truthfully, right? But the truth is that the local chapter here isn't overwhelmingly large. It's not global. It's just Austin, right? So, you know, you have maybe 40 to 50 people showing up. And so to make categories would probably be pretty silly when there's not, you know, we don't have a lot of people. So they have the single category, and you just have to deal with that, which is actually kind of cool, because if you do place first, it's almost like best of show. You won overall. Among all the photos, you won number one, regardless of the category. So it's almost like getting a best of show. So anyway, those are the things that I have learned so far. I highly encourage those of you who are considering competition, I highly encourage you to do it. You learn about yourself. You learn about how judging works. You learn about what factors are being applied and what are being considered when the judges assess your photo, which is very cool, because then you can start to curate and fine-tune your photos with that knowledge in mind. So this is the first of many down this award journey that I'm going. This is the first video of many, and I hope to kind of take you along for the ride, to share my experience and insight with you regarding that, to show you the images that I submitted and that hopefully will win awards or lose awards. I'm going to be completely honest and forthright with you on how this entire journey goes. My ultimate goal is to enter into competition on the PPA level, the IPC, International Print Competition level, and to start awarding. Awarding doesn't exist as a word. I meant earning. Thank you. Merit, so I can put that toward a Master's of Photography and a Master's of Wedding Photography degrees that the Professional Photographers Association offer, which is really cool. And I think I can probably do it, even possibly with images that I already have, not even new images that I need to create, but my vast portfolio. I have so many opportunities and photographs that I can use potentially to enter these awards. This one was from 2015. The award that I won in June of 2024, I shot it in 2015. So I'm going back and just finding these gems and kind of trying to curate them to win potentially. So anyway, I'm rambling on now. I'll go ahead and stop. I think you get the idea. I hope this experience and this information is helpful to you. Hope you stay creative, and we'll see you next time.